Stuff I do has a lot of the stuff I do has I'm not able to show you guys what I do because it has branding on it, and I don't want to get in trouble with the places I work for showing their branding online or anything like that. So but they called me out to do this kind of an emergency thing to paint this two-way traffic, and I'll show you the other one in a minute. This very particular customer wanted this stuff hand painted, and people think that it's easier or cheaper to hand paint it. It's way more work. So to get this pattern laid out, which was we used a stencil. People think, oh, it's easy, you just put a stencil up there and do it. We'll try and measure exactly 3 foot 4 inches to the bottom of that and this big giant thing and have it level and straight. And imagine this thing's, let's see, this thing is to the top is about 10 feet. So if you can imagine, this thing's like 9 feet wide and 2 pieces of stencil. So you can't do it all in one. It was like the whole thing is like 8 feet, so maybe it's 11 feet to the top. So anyway, so you lay it out with a pattern, then you stencil it up there, then spray it, and then I had to come back because this textured wall, this heavy texture, you can't get a perfectly clean line on a heavy texture like that, but they wanted it really clean, so I had to actually go back and hand brush it. So even though it's stenciled, it's also hand brushed. So that's some of the stuff I do. I mean, I don't normally just do signs like this, paint these things, but I do all kinds of stuff. Let me show you the other sign. So I got to be kind of up close to this one. Additional parking clearance 8'2". Of course, it had to be hand painted, which is a lot cheaper if it was done with a. So he also asked me to fix something on this. I think the R might be the. So honestly, I don't think there's anything needed to be touched up, but because it's supposed to be stencil, not supposed to be hand brushed, and they're one and hand brushed for stencil price. So hang on, let's go back down and look at it. So anyway, that's pretty much it. If you see some of the lines are not exactly 100% perfect. I mean, it's stucco, so you can't brush perfectly straight. So it's it's really hard to do. But anyway, I thought you guys want to see that. It's kind of a neat thing. You don't see this hand painted stuff anymore. So I started out doing this stuff in the 80s on big trucks and stuff like that. That's how you did them all. All the big tractor trailers and stuff like that were hand painted. So anyway, but we used to do them with stencil. We used a different type of system. We didn't have a vinyl stencil. We used to actually cut it. So we'd put a pattern up that's we handmade, and by drew it with artwork, and then we've traced artwork usually on the wall, and then we would put it up with the pounce little holes, pounce pattern it, and then put it up on the wall, and then we would take a mask off the whole area, and then we would take a like an X-Acto knife and cut and spray mask on there, and then take an X-Acto knife and cut out all the areas we were going to do it, and then we'd spray it. Then we come back with the same way I did here and just take a brush and clean it up. That's how we did it back in the old days. So anyway, all right, so there's a hand painted sign. Talk to you in the next video.